Sir, we are waiting for the director ma'am and the participants to join. So just few minutes.
No issue, ma'am. Okay.
Good evening, all distinguished delegates and teachers. honorable speakers, and my dear students. It gives me immense warmth and great pleasure to grace all of your presence in this seminar entitled Opportunities in Agritech Startup and Associated Innovations, organized by Department of Chemistry, Techno India University, in association with Institutions Innovation Council, Techno India Group. Techno India University, West Bengal, is a top coming university of the Eastern India. Uh, Holistic developments of the students is the key focus area of the university and have invested enormously in creating human resources capable of dealing with the challenges of the 21st century. Department of Chemistry started functioning along with other departments from the year 2013. Department caters bachelor and master degree program or along with the ongoing doctoral studies. Currently, 15 students are undergoing their doctoral studies. Department of Chemistry, TIU, West Bengal, has a pool of brilliant faculty fraternities, mostly from IIT and CSIR, with their doctoral degree and also postdoctoral experiences. The basic need of human being is food. It is agriculture only which fulfills this need for the entire population of the world. India, with 118.7 million farmers, which accounts for more than half of its population, depends on agriculture as its primary source of income. Chemistry deals with compounds and concepts, while agriculture deals with the production using these compounds and concepts in all spheres, like using fertilizer, pesticides, equipments for improved irrigation, food processing, chemicals from agriculture waste, and many more. Agricultural advancements are manifestations of active research carried out in chemistry and then its applications to cause more land production and at the same time to protect it from deterioration and misuse. This requires raising awareness in public, which can be helpful to deal with ground problems with innovative solutions. In this perspective, today's lecture by our honorable speaker, Mr. Akshay Srivastav, on the topic Scope of Engineering for Innovation in Agritech Startup is of utmost relevance for guiding the young minds. We are thankful to our director, ma'am, Professor Reena Paladi, madam, with us, who's constantly support and encourage all of us. Dr. Paladi is an IIT alumna and a versatile academician throughout. With this, I would like to introduce our honorable speaker, Sri Akshay Srivastava. He is the founder of LCV Fertilizers Private Limited. Akshay completed his bachelor degree in chemical engineering in 2020. He is appointed as official mentor and advisor at Rajakiya Engineering College, Ambedkar Nagar by Government of UP. His company is incubated at IIT Kanpur and hold different grants like DST, Capri Foundation, Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, etc. They are working with the motto from the farmers, by the farmers, and for the farmers, and help 5,000 plus farmers from 9 states of India. We are looking forward to your interesting lecture. Sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me and giving me a platform to present our work and how can I help to students, giving me a chance to encourage students in the sector of agriculture using technologies of different branch which undergoing in engineering colleges or technical university. I will like to share my screen. Yeah, hope this is visible to you all.
Yes, sir. This is
Yeah.
visible.
Uh, Hello everyone, this is Akshay Srivastav representing LCV Fertilizers. Apart from LCV Fertilizers, I will cover the future and the demand of startups in agriculture sector along with the journey of LCV Fertilizers. LCV Fertilizers is an agritech startup incubated at IIT Kanpur and IIM Kozhikode. We are one of the premium startup which is recognized by Government of UP and Government of India and DPIIT also. Let's come to the topic. Organic product industries. Here we will discuss, I will like to explain you a little bit about, and I will encourage you how you can enter or where you will enter, where you can enter in the sector of agriculture as a startup idea, or how you can create a startup idea in different sectors to create a bridge between the demand and the produced, which generally grown in the society. Organic product industries, you can enter in this, you can frame in a startup with related with fertilizers, insecticide, enhancers, and soil conditioners. इसमें I will like to use some words of Hindi also to make it easy and comfortable for everyone. uh, uh, in fertilizer section, you can use technologies of chemistry, from biotechnology, nanotechnology, using combination of microorganism to make microorganism stable. You can use nanoparticle to reduce volume. You can use nanoparticles. You can use organically developed nanoparticle as a catalyst in development of bioenergy sectors. There are wide scope of these type of in fertilizer section, insecticide section, and all soil conditioners. Because if you see to the current market, there are already chemical fertilizers which is highly supplied, like urea, DAP, and there is huge demand of chemical fertilizer in the market. You can replace, if you can create something like biofertilizer or organic section using our specific technology, so you can replace that huge market. You can create a hole or loophole in the section of present market by bringing your product in the market, because it is highly organic fertilizers, organic insecticide is having high demand in present scenario. A startup related with bioenergy, in section of biomethane, bioethanol, biobutanol, there is high scope, high demand of biofuels related, such as bioethanol, biodiesel, biomethane. You can develop it by using that major biodegradable waste which is unutilized in this section is parali or press or bagasse, which is developed from sugarcane industries, parali which is developed from agricultural lands, which is completely unutilized nowadays. You can use basic pre-treatment techniques like physical treatment, chemical pre-treatment, or biological pre-treatment to make it degradable, to make it in such a format that it can be degraded or can be converted into bioenergy, such as biomethane, bioethanol. The biomass is generally combined is a combination of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. You can remove lignin either by pre-treatment, or physical pre-treatment means boiling, size reduction, or biological pre-treatment by using my combination of microorganism. After once you remove that lignin, the biomass is easily available, which can be degraded to any form in the section of biofertilizer or in the section of bioenergy. A startup which deal with the post-harvest sector and a cash crop. There is a huge demand of product related with post harvest, means अगर आप किसी भी crop को target करो, you can do a farming with that crop, with a cash crop such as strawberry or dragon fruit or mentha or any ayurvedic herbs. There is huge demand of these type of crops or these type of produced post harvest products. If you can tie up with different organizations of FPOs, NGOs, and do a farming of some specific cash crop in your area, and after once you get it cultivated, after you get the fine product from the farming, you can directly supply either by Amazon, Flipkart, or any other websites to the demanded market. You can also try to use black wheat, black rice, or any specific crop which is generally not available in the market right now, or there is a scarcity of that market. This can you can come up with a act of bridge between the demand and the requirement. And the produced means farmers are producing that crop, and in the urban market there is a high demand of that crop, but the farmers are unable to supply that product to that demand of the urban market, which are having high demand of that organic wheat or organic sugar free wheat, such type of things. And you can play a role of bridge in fulfilling the demands of that urban market by providing them a beautiful market to that farmers. Sectors startup related with value addition of organic products. Let us target on a black wheat. I think if you have heard about a black wheat is something like sugar free, cholesterol free, containing organic, and when it's organic, it's having zinc and iron 3 times as compared to the normal wheat which generally people consumes. And if you see the cost of that fertilizer, that black wheat which is available on the Amazon section, is 150 168 rupee per kg, whereas the normal wheat is available at 35 rupee per kg. there is a huge demand of black wheat. Once you do a value addition like grinding a dry mushroom powders and mixing with proper quantity in a flour of a black wheat and packaging with value added nutrient booster products which can be used by the urban market, you can easily supply that value added black wheat at a rate of more than 250 per kg. Means there is a huge demand of such type of product which is currently not available at your area. If you belongs to with departments of IIT electronics or something related to such, you can move for a soil testing and AI. If you I will take you to a background something background area ki if you are targeting any bighas of or any hectare of land, people are generally giving 5 kg, means 5 bags of urea or 2 bags of urea, 3 bags of DAP or something like that, which means in a standard quantity which is generally a standard quantity which is generally fixed by the farmer only, they are giving for a specific crop. But whether you know, is there any such demand of that urea or DAP or is such exist in that soil or not? मीन्स जिस खेत में आप डीएपी डाल रहे हो, क्या उस खेत को डीएपी की जरूरत है कि नहीं है? इफ यू आर गिविंग इरिगेशन टू दैट land, whether that land require irrigation or how much quantity of humidity that land is specifically required, or how much quantity of nitrogen or how much quantity of pH or anything that soil requires for that specific crop. People doesn't know such type of data, and they are as a mindset they are giving fixed amount of DAP, fixed amount of urea in the land, and which creates a which finally results to a loss of production as well as causes health issues to the produce crop which generally people consume. So you can develop a device like measurement which can measure the available quantity of NPK or humidity in the soil, and you can compare with the standard data which is required for a specific farming for that crop. And you can tell the farmers by using AI or that automation, something like that, that how much quantity or in how much specific area that urea is required, or that specific irrigation is required, or specific fertilizer will be required for farming of black wheat or normal wheat or paddy or mustard or anything. So you can solve these type of problems because there is huge demand of such type of equipment exist in India. If you are moving for urban market, or you're targeting that cash crop, something like a strawberry or a dragon fruit or something palak or different leafy vegetable, you can move for hydroponics. uh, these setups, hydroponics, a type of horticulture, means it does not require soil. You can grow a plant in a tube format in the continuous flow of water. What you have to do is you have to create with a proper civil engineering design, you have to create a system containing tubes, hollow tubes, in which you can flow a x amount of water with a proper flow rate. And what you have to do for a farming, you have to mix a liquid nitrogen or liquid quantity of that fertilizer, liquid fertilizers, with a drop wise in that tube. The nutrient will get striked on the root nodules, and the root nodule will absorb that nutrient for upbringing of that specific plant. Means the soil is not required for that plant. You can do multiple layer in a specific field. Let us अगर आप इसको focus करो कि there is a specific area of this land. Suppose this is a land of in a rectangle area, and if you can do if you are moving for hydroponics, you can create a multiple layer of such in specific area only. You can create a multiple layers of this hydroponics tubes. Means if you are getting in normal farming, if you are getting a 10 to 5 kg, 5 to 10 kg of produce crop, using hydroponics you can increase in same quantity of area, you can increase the crop up to 50 to 100 kg. Supply chain, this is the best startup which is generally boosting in current scenario. Means there is a huge demand in urban market, or there is huge demand in a farmer area, and there are properly produce crop in different part of the country, but there is a lack of bridge or lack of connectivity between the produce and the demanded source. You can play a proper using a platform based such as like Amazon, Flipkart. You can create a different platform related to organic section, means for fertilizer, for seeds, or something for post harvest produce, means for organically developed wheat, organically developed something like leafy vegetables, flowers, etc. You can create a platform which can play a role of a bridge between the demand and the source where it will be produced. Equipment based, this can be easily, this can be will be easy for the startups, for the students related with mechanical engineering or that IT and electronics, to create a small equipment based equipment for agriculture section. uh, अगर आप उसको टारगेट करो गन्ने की खेती को, if you are targeting a crop of sugarcane, there are lots of unwanted herbs which generally grown in the land area, and peoples are unable to take it out, or they need to spray that herbicides, which at the end causes different harmful effect on the crop as well as on the soil. You can develop such devices which can move in the rows of that sugarcane and can pick up the grass grown in the sugarcane land area, or you can develop any spray machine which can easily spray insecticide, organic herbicides on the leaves in a proper specific area, which can resolve the effort of the human being or effort of the cost of the farming at the end, and you can boost up in such a market also. Apart from all these, there is we can focus on drones and satellites for mapping, for spray and something like that. Something for IoT things, means you can target for something smart irrigation system, startups like a smart irrigation system, to identify whether a pot require x amount of humidity or not. If that pot requires humidity, the data will be compiled by the sensor, and it will automated flux will be created that x amount of humidity is required by that plant. The tap get automatically on, humidity get inside the water get inside that plant, and if it exceeded the x amount of humidity or x amount of data of humidity which you have already set in that sensor, the tap get automatically stopped. Means irrigation can be optimized, or irrigation can be smart. Using IoT, you can create a smart irrigation system, smart farming, multi-layer farmings, robotics, vertical farming, as I was already discussing with you all. Market, after I think this basic data which I have shared with you all, that help you to initially generate a small idea that you can penetrate in an agriculture sector. And after that, if you having an idea, if you have developed an idea to penetrate in agriculture sector, I will let you know about the Indian fertilizer market, or in general you can say total farmers which are available in the market or in our country. There are more than 157.9 million hectares of land, agricultural land available in the India. Total farmers is more than 16.6 million. Indian, especially Indian fertilizer market is about 4,657 75 billion in year 2017, and it is expected that the growth of 17% continuous per year of demand of this fertilizer market. Cost of this fertilizer market is continuously growing with a rate of 13%. Means there is complete and continuous demand, even in lockdown, even in any adverse condition, adverse lockdown, that notebandi or anything will occur, but the demand will not get breakdown in agriculture sector. Means you are having in a safe zone to come and play in this agricultural market. How to if you have I think this helped you to create to frame that to accept that there is a demand in agriculture sector, or you can do you can frame a startup in for agriculture in agritech startup in agritech section. How to frame a startup, how to start. Let us just this will take about 5 to 10 minutes. I will continuously discuss about this. Identify the existing problem. आपको कोई एक existing problem को identify करना पड़ेगा which you have to solve, means which you are targeting to solve. Write it down, note it down, that specific n number of problems which you want to solve. Point out all the possible solutions, either existing or not. If you are targeting a problem like for chemical fertilizer, which is a specific problem in a current society, or that pollution generated by combustion of parali, or something that coal burning of coal in industries of India, which creates that air pollution or that water pollution, etc. If these are the problems, what are the possible solution which is existing, or how you can solve with a new solution? Point it down, frame it down, find out an innovative approach by which you can solve this problem. There are three factors of innovation. Means for a grant, if for doing a startup, you need at least one innovations or something advanced technique, what from what is already existing. You can point out that solution, that USP, uniqueness, in the sector of environmental, financial, or social factors. Financial factors, you if you can, if you are resolving that problem in the low cost as compared to already existing, or you are saving the money of the farmers, or you are saving the money of that you are saving the money which is generally wasted in supply chain, or supplying that fertilizer or x amount of quantity from one location to another location. Or if you are solving the problem of environment, means combustion of parali, or the harmful effect by spraying that chemical insecticide, herbicides, or additional and micro that growth promoters, etc. If you are solving such type of problems. Or social factors, means either you are promoting women empowerment, or you are resolving the problem of employment in different region, you are providing employment to unskilled as well as skilled laborers. If you are targeting any kind of any sectors, or if you are providing benefit from social or environmental or economical factor, or with as compared to already existing solution, means you are having a uniqueness, and you can frame in a startup. Work on solution and try to validate by developing a prototype. What you have created a solution, kindly try to validate it by developing a prototype, either by presentation or animation, or by coming on ground, by doing a small comparative analysis, by doing a small trial, or by doing something that market study, something that validate your demand, means that validate your product, that obviously this product is required, or yes, yes, सच में इस product की requirement है market में. You have to validate it, and if you feel if customer is asking, you are getting reverse demand, means farmers are, if you have developed such a type of fertilizer, and you have supplied in the local area, and if farmers are calling you back that kindly supply that x amount of fertilizer to us, we got a positive feedback, means you have created that demand, or if you have validated our product in the actual market. After that, select a suitable incubation center and try to get government grants. One thing I will like to tell you all, that there is a basic difference between a startup and business. Business need x amount of capital, and you come to a breakdown, or small um, that breakdown value, and after that you start generating x minimum amount of value, and you come to a that no profit no loss section, means the total amount of money you have invested, you have generated by doing the sale. This is business. And what is startup? Means in startup, you are not required to invest money. Startup does not want money of the founders or a directors. It only want your time, it want your dedication, and not more than 10k or 20k value to validate your idea. As soon as you got validated your idea, you move for incubation center and move for a grants like DST, Bayrak, RKVY Raftar, that Social Alpha, that Bayrak Spurs, or that Citibank, that Capri Foundation, entity data. There are huge amount of grants available for idea basis. Once you get your idea developed to the prototype, once you validate your idea, do develop a small prototype, working prototype, you can move for other grants like that Bayrak Big, or Citibank, that expansion level, or Startup India Seed Fund grant, which is up to 50 lakh. Bayrak Big is also up to 50 lakh. RKVY Raftar, which is up to 25 lakh. You will get after you get validated your product, you can easily get these type of grants to come at least to release your product in the market, to do a market analysis, to do a market survey, or to create that infrastructure for which you want to do a business, or you want to release increase your manufacturing unit. uh, after after getting that x amount of grants, after developing a proper prototype working model of your business, after doing a market validation, do a proper market analysis. You have to do a market analysis where you want to release your product, either B2B direct. You want to sell to that other business, means you are developing something for different type of businesses like dealership or something, hotel or etc. Or you want to sell it to directly to customer using a platform like Amazon, Flipkart, or by creating your own stores in different part of the country and supplying directly to the farmer, that is B2C. Or B2B2C means either you are supplying directly to buyer to business, and which further supply to the customer, B2B2C. Or you want to supply to online market, or you want to supply to offline market, or you want to collaborate with already existing organizations which are working properly or well and good in that sector. Means you have developed some startup and you find that there is similar startup which is working quite much better than as you are currently doing. And if you want that, do a collaboration with that, do a co-branding with that organization to target new specific area, or do a co-branding or something like that. After doing a proper market analysis, and finally release your product in suitable market. After doing that market analysis, you have to release your product with, and to increase your just release your product to increase your market database, means customer database. Do a proper trial on a ground on a cost basis, means supplying and collecting cost with 5,000 farmers or 10,000 farmers. As soon as you get that data, that X amount of value, means that you have done a business with 5,000 farmers. These are the feedbacks, these are the health factors you have resolved, these are the problem you have resolved. Means if you are targeting what else, if you are if we discuss about LCV fertilizers, we have done a proper market analysis with 5,000 farmers from North India, that how what amount of input cost we have saved, how much quantity of fertilizer which they are currently generally using with and as a chemical fertilizer, and how much quantity of our fertilizer required to do the same amount of production, how much production we have increased as compared to chemical fertilizers, what amount of quantity of irrigation required with that fertilizer, with chemical fertilizers, and what requirement of irrigation we have given our fertilizer, our the crop grown with our fertilizer requires. Such type of analysis when you do, and when you come up with such a big data with in a proper and a huge market of that small farmer to marginal as well as big farmers, then you move for a grant. Do not dilute equity at a low value. If you have done a proper market analysis with 5,000 or 10,000 farmers, then your company present value will be about 10 cr to 20 cr, and then you can look for an investment by diluting small amount of equity of 2 to 5% in primary or seed fund round, and raise a fund of at least 2 cr 3 cr value, so that you can increase your sale, increase your marketing team, increase your infrastructure, create a proper working in plant, proper working team for that specific startup. After these 4 points which every entrepreneur should know about their idea: people, opportunity, context, and risk and rewards. People, to whom you are supplying, who is your co-founder. Let us target about team structure. Let I will discuss about something about team structure. Suppose I am a founder of my company, and I am having a capacity, I am having the capability of in or I have expertise in marketing or something that 650% of technical section. Then I will look for a founder, another co-founder for my company, who is having a X amount of value of in technical sector or in business sector, so that once if people look from outside of the company, they can see that the company is having complete amount of business strategy, a person related with business strategy, a person related with technical section, a person related with production section, and a person related with business section. Means you are the one who look from outside of the company must see that a complete filled bottle of that specific no, technical section as well as business section. Opportunity, where you want to supply your product, because current scenario there is a huge opportunity of organic something, anything related with organic or organic product. What do you want to supply in organic section? Do you want to move for pre-harvest or post-harvest? Whether you have identified any bridge between the produce. I will discuss about a crop like tomato. If you have seen that the fluctuation of rate of tomato, which is from 1 rupee per kg to 100 rupee per kg in within a month, within a range of 1 month or 45 days, means there is a huge demand of something innovation required in tomato section, which can store tomato or which can create a x fixed value, fixed cost in the present market. If you can purchase that bulk quantity of tomato, which at the time when its rate is 1 rupee or 2 rupee per kg, and if you can prepare a manufacturing unit of that tomato sauce, not sauce, puree, means just to store that tomato, and bottle it for using preservative, and you can now you are having a huge quantity of tomato puree in the market, which is having lifetime of 6 months. And when it rate gets to 100 rupee or 75 rupee per kg, you can easily release that tomato puree in the demand in the present market at the rate of 50 rupee per kg. You have purchased it at 1 rupee or 2 rupee. Total investment in packaging, printing, operational will be of not more than 10 to 15 rupee. Means total investment in developing the tomato puree is 20 rupee. You can easily supply to 60 to 70 rupee by that per kg of the tomato puree in huge demand. Means in what I want to say with this example is, there is in any sector whose rate get fluctuated as per the time, as per the demand, as per the region, or anywhere, whose rate MRP get fluctuated a continuous in a cycle of years, means there is a demand or there is an opportunity for you to penetrate in the sector. Context, in which context you have planned your business, means currently last year the business the context was that lockdown or that note bandi. If suddenly this type of things arrived when you have initiated your business, what you have planned for that context or for that section, whether you are planning to release your product, whether you are prepared to release your product through online mode, by Amazon, by your website or something like that, so that if you have planned, then your business will not fail. Means something like uh, something, if there is a demand of your product, and you have focused on supplying only B2B, means offline mode, and when lockdown happened and farmers are asking for your fertilizer, or farmers is asking for your specific product, and you have not any option to supply it through to that location, and if you have already prepared that, if such situation arise, we can supply by Amazon, we can supply by Indian Railway or anything, then that context you have to be prepared. Risk and reward, you have to know, or you have to do a proper research, that in which section, in which sector your product will fail, or in which climatic zone, climatic condition, climatic zone in area, etc., where your product will boost up or do a huge business, or do with a good marketing, good business. Means that if I will talk about that fertilizer of LCV fertilizers, we are facing problem in that cold region, like Jammu and Kashmir. The microorganism does not give a proper that much of value as is similar with as compared to the fertilizer what is giving in that UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Kolkata, Karnataka, in that region. Means in normal climatic condition it is working well and good, but whereas in that cold region it is not working as much as which is as it is working in UP, Bihar region. So I have to be prepared, be ready, at least know that where I have to supply, what is my risk, what are my rewards, and how I have to target the business. Skills you must have in your business. Commitment level, what you are committing for your business, for your marketing, for your team, you have to fulfill at any cost. Means if you have committed that I will supply this fertilizer or this product to you on this day, you have to do everything to fulfill that commitment. Ability to deliver quality product, work on time. Whatever you are supplying, whatever you are doing, do not compromise with quality. If you got a huge demand, and if you are planning that I am getting a huge demand, I can mix it my biofertilizer or something, and increase the quantity or reduce the quantity in that bag, and can supply maximum amount of value by reducing the quantity, or by doing a unwanted mixing in our product, then you will get revenue for not more than 6 to 7 months. If you want to boost your company for longer time, for a multi for at least 50 years, 60 years, then you do not have to compromise with the quality and the quantity which you are supplying. Maturity to make a hard choice. You have to be that much mature to say no. Means whatever is coming in your section, you have to say yes. If it is out of your section, out of your contest, you have to say no. Either they are your parents, either they are your faculty, or anyone. If you have to be such mature to make a hard choice. Is equipment pattern, whatever team you want, as I already told, that a company, from looking outside, that company must look that it is having all the expert, or which is generally required to a company, for a company to run in a proper way. Response to adversity, in adverse climatic condition, adverse situation, you have to be prepared for such type of thing. Reputation, that founders or company is having x amount of reputation, you have to be, or you have to do everything to build, to increase that reputation, not to reduce that. A startup must be clear about competition. If you are going to pitch your that startup idea in something pitch fest or some for a grant for an incubation, you must be clear about competition which is already existing in a market, or which type of product is already existing in a market, in which can, if they will get boost ups, they can create a competition for you. Innovation, what are your innovation, what sector you are targeting, how your innovation can resolve your the existing problem. Sales and marketing, in which section you want to sell, how much percentage profit margin, gross margin you are planning, what are the business strategy. User experience and feedback, this is the one of the best point you have to focus on. User experience, you have to be ready to change your product, to modify your product as per the demand of that customer, or as per the demand of, as per the feedback you received. I will like to share my experience, that initially we have targeted to create 1 kg packets, for 1 kg packet fertilizer, and want to supply, and we are supplying in different part of country, especially if, from Amazon or Flipkart. What we are recommending, that dilute our product in 10 liter of water and do a proper spray, homogeneous spray in the soil. What feedback we get from a farmer, that fertilizer is working well and good, but they did not get a feel that they are applying fertilizer in their land. They want something solid part, or something that product in a huge quantity, or something the quantity which they are already using, that which make them feel that they are applying fertilizer. What we have changed, that we have completely changed our business plan, our marketing strategy, to that we move on, that developing a fertilizer bag of 50 kg, by mixing a proper raw material or carrier of such, for the carry the water, which what we are targeting, that use 10 times of water to dilute our product and to spray, to in the place of that water, we have developed that, we have used already existing biomass from sugar industry, that parali, as a carrier, and we have created 50 kg bag and asked to try use this type of products. So you have to be prepared to take to change your business model as per the demand you are getting, because you have planned in a closed room, your business model you have planned in a closed room by talking a few amount of people. But what is the current demand, or what is the actual demand in the market? If it is quite different, or it varies from what you have planned, do move for a change in your business model. Distribution channel, you have to be prepared how you want to supply, or how you want to make your product available to your customers. By B2B, you have to be prepared for logistic purposes, or you have to do a proper tie-up with TCI, Transport Corporation India, or with Indian Railway, or GTDC, or you want to supply with Amazon, Flipkart, do a proper working for that. You have to take proper GST well number, a PAN, you have to register a company, create a separate bank account for that. Be prepared for a distribution channel. Yeah, I think I have done. I am open for the question. Do let me know if you are facing, if you want to discuss something with me.
That was a very interesting lecture, sir, and I'm sure our students have gathered a lot of ideas out of that. Actually, we have Institution Innovation Council here in Techno India, and there we also we have a sector called Agriculture and Rural Development. So within that, I am sure those students who are under this section, and also other students which who are having in chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, they these are young minds, and they, I'm sure they need guidance for how they can do or start with their ideas, and how they can come up with their ideas for a startup. So I'm sure they have gathered a lot of ideas. So as sir said, so he is open for discussions and questions. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand, or you can put your question in Q&A, and I can ask that question to sir. So in the meantime, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you first came up with your fertilizer, when you found that okay, this is working, so what was your approach, first approach, that how did you choose your first public sector, that where you can put your fertilizer, or how you chose to what was your marketing strategy in the very beginning?
Yeah. Uh, the journey of LCV fertilizer is quite tough and hard for an student. I was a bright student from, I have studied from Madan Mohan Malviya University, Gorakhpur, which is quite similar to your university. It's under state government of government of UP. And I had done chemical engineering in my college. The chemical engineering was the that on in 2016 only the chemical branch of chemical engineering was opened, and I was the first student of first batch. There was no lab, no technical support, no financial support, no mentorship support for a student who was planning to do something different in a sector of agriculture, or I especially we don't have any specific branch for agriculture also. I was completely scolded by my family, by my teachers, by everyone who to whom I have discussed that I want to do something in agriculture. So how I have started this journey, I moved for technique of that. If you don't have anything, you want to build it, or you find an alternative option for that. What alternative I have chosen is to do an internship in that well reputed college which is having such a x amount of facility which I want. I have prepared a plan that I need support in nanotechnology, in support in biotechnology, and support in chemical engineering. I have the support for chemical engineering I have collected from my college only. For biotechnology, I moved from my move to IIT BHU under Dr. PK Mishra for an internship, where I have not only done the work for 2 months, but I have written more than 6 research articles. Isolated microorganism, developed a combination, wrote different research article on biofuel, biomass, which is not from my sector, but to access their lab, to do something, get a chance to work with them, I need to do something what they want. And for in that doing for them, what they paid me, that they give me time, they gave me a chance to work with their equipment, they mentored me to what I was planning, and they helped me to do achieve such target which I for what I have moved in that location. For nanotechnology, I have chosen IIT Kanpur. I am in my third year I went IIT Kanpur for an internship for to work under nanotechnology, to isolate for a green synthesis, how have to move for that isolation of microorganism, for SAM, TEM, XRD, FTIR, what I have to do, how I have to characterize that nanoparticle, how I have to optimize that climatic condition for industrial purpose, that pH, humidity, that dark fermentation or light, that temperature, for to just to scale up that idea. After the third year, I was ready with my that basic what I have told, that prototype, with a concept that this is a nanotechnology, nanoparticles I will use, these are the combination of microorganism I have to use, these are the carrier I have to use. And using this, one more thing, I don't have any lab facility, and I don't have that incubator which every college must have. I think that incubator, BOD incubator, no, though for being a chemical engineer, I had designed my own incubator, I designed my own sensors. I was when I was in final year, I studied about PID sensor, humidity sensors. I designed my own by doing some basic experiments and developed a small BOT incubator, that normal incubator, in a cost of 12,000 only, which is generally available at a cost of 5 lakh on Amazon or something, that public sites. So I have developed that normal incubator at my lab only, in my home. And then I to do a market analysis, that how have to work for at a business level, or something like at a commercial level. I moved to almost every industries for a market research or market training purpose, which is generally situated in Purvanchal part of UP, uh, uh, which includes sugar industry, distillery, paper industry, just to see that what are the alternative of that sensor. Means if you discuss with that labor which are operating in specific equipment, they will tell you that if the fermentation get completes, a specific smell get liberated from that fermentation tank, or specific fumes get liberated. You do not have that sensor to measure that whether fermentation is done or not, but you are collecting that specific information that if such amount of fumes get liberated or such time of smell get liberated, means your fermentation is done. So I have collected all the data like such. And when I was in final year, means uh, in March or April, I was ready with a plan to come in a market. I have was ready to with a plan that I will start a business. I have registered my company, and then sudden lockdown happened, and completely I was stuck at my home. I have no option. The thing what I have is that data which I have collected, the equipment which I have already developed, and I have initiated from July at my home only. Means the culture which generally we isolate in the lab from a specific amount of from a specific soil also only, means that the area of in which that specific pulses are grown, you can easily get rhizobia from that section. If from paddy land, you can get azorobacter from that area, means from the under the root of that old tree you can get a microorganism which can promote a degradation of that specific biomass. I have collected all that sample and developed a specific fertilizer at my home. What I observed that and after developing it, I have sent for NABL certification. I found that the fertilizer contain all the 9 factors which generally required for the plant. Along with that, it contain active microorganism, means once it apply in the soil, you do not require to give neither urea nor DAP nor zinc, sulfur, anything. Means once you apply our fertilizer, it will not only provide all the nutrients, but also it will provide you the increase the organic matter. And that's the journey I have initiated. And you have asked about the business model, how you initiated. Means I don't have money to advertise our product, but what I have is that I can develop fertilizer for the farmers. I move from word of mouth marketing strategy. How much quantity I have developed, a small kg, 1 kg, 2 kg packet, we have done a small packaging with a normal packet, no printed packet or no something like that. With a normal packet, I had supplied it free to the farmers to do a small comparative analysis as compared to the fertilizers which they are already using in the in the farmer area, which created a demand for our fertilizer. Means when we are producing 100 kg per week, we are having we had a demand of about 10,000 to 50,000 kg per week demand we was getting. So which gave us a moral support to at least resist the thought which our family is boosting on or compressing us, that do a job or move for a job or look after a job for what you are doing is nothing, is not good, or something like that. I move for an incubation center. I have done that basic all the analysis. I have sold our fertilizer from the day one only. The one who asked for a trial, the one who is ready to pay, they have paid either 100 rupee or 200 rupee. From that time, currently we are having our company with a cost of about present value of more than 10 cr, received a grant of more than 58 lakh rupee from different institutions, and in a process to achieve about a grant of 1 cr total, 1 cr value. And the journey was initiated with not more than a capital of 5,000 which I have received from during my internship from IIT BHU. So what I want to say to the student that the money doesn't matter, the area doesn't matter, the knowledge doesn't matter. Only the thing is that matter is that your dedication, what you are planning is good. Do a proper build a proper plan for what you want to target. Or I am always there for the student. I know my English is not that much good because I belong from that urban Purvanchal part of UP. But farmers do not want to know that English, that I am having proper knowledge of English or not. They want what they want is that our fertilizer must speak in the place of what I am speaking. What I asked it, do a trial. If you get satisfied with our product, what we have developed, do let us know. We can do a proper text message conversation in the place of that English or Hindi. So I can help any student if they are planning to move for in agriculture sector especially, or in the social sector. Yeah, I think one question was there. Kindly
Yeah,
let me
one
know.
question is there. That is very enthusiastic journey, sir. Whatever you say. So we have a question that he has said that I'm curious about biofertilizers, particularly those which can be prepared by organic and other waste. In India, we have huge amount of waste. Can you give some ideas about startup on this area?
the LCV fertilizer is doing similar thing only. We are developing biofertilizer using that agricultural biomass only. I will discuss something about what how we are doing. We have classified the production of bio. We are playing generally. If I say technicals without using technical words, what I want to say is that LCV fertilizer is playing a role of bridge between advanced technology and the layman farmers. We are using a technology of biotech, nanotech, and chemical engineering. For biotech, we are isolating microorganism combination which generally develop NPK, zinc, sulfur, which are capable to develop such type of nutrient and micronutrient in the soil. We are isolating and grouping such type of microorganism. To make it thermally stable, we are using nanoparticles so that it can you can sustain in adverse climatic condition, or and promote the biomass degradation, or provide surface area to that microorganism to increase the sphericity factor of that specific area microorganism. We are moving for nanoparticle to resolve the problem of irrigation. We are developing a super absorbent polymer granule which are capable to absorb more than 300 times of its weight. The water molecule, it can absorb more than 300 times of its sap volume, sap weight. Means if in general what farmers is getting benefit with our product, once they are applying our fertilizer, what we have developed with biomass only, means everything from microorganism, from nanoparticle, from that polymer, as well as the carrier which we are using, which is parali, or from press mud from sugar industries, which is a biomass. This type of that biomass we are using as a carrier, and these all are developed in that organic pattern only from biomass. And they are getting benefit that once they apply our fertilizer, they did not require to give any irrigation, they did not require to give any other fertilizer. Their production get increases, their demand, their yield get increases, their investment cost get reduces, and that's why we are getting such type of demand. But for the student, I must say that do a proper research in whatever sector you want to come. Do a proper well and structured research. Means if you are targeting microorganism, you must have you have to know everything for that. If you are moving for biomass, you must know, you have to write different article, you have to study different research papers about the structure of biomass, what are the, how you can use it, how you can reduce the, how can move for pre-treatment. Means using that biomass for a fertilizer or biofuel, you have to do a proper pre-treatment. Means removal of lignin from that biomass. You can do it by physical, chemical, biological, or combining any of these. Means you have to at least know what is currently going in the market, and how you can do something innovation in the sector, and you can come up with a proper solution. Because there is a huge demand in agriculture sector for fertilizer, for bioenergy, for supply chain, everything.
Okay. So that was very interesting. So with this, I should come to the end of our webinar.
Okay.
I'm sure our students have gathered a lot of ideas from your journey. The takeaway message of this seminar is how innovative startups can be beneficial in empowering farmers, small agri-food operators, in giving consumers a better deal, and ensuring next generation technology revolution in the agri-food sector. With this note, I convey my sincere thanks to our
I
honorable
have added
speaker
my
again.
number if anyone want any help from my side. Means if they are having an idea, or they are already doing want to do in a startup, or they are already doing a startup. If they have if they are stuck at a specific time or a specific section, if I can help, I will be available to at every time to that student.
Thank you, sir. That is very generous of you. Definitely, we would share that information with our students. And if they wants to come up or connect with you, definitely they will. So with this note, I convey my sincere thanks to our honorable speaker again. Director ma'am
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
her generous support, Ravi sir and all IIC members for their guidance and support, all the participants and students for their valuable time, and last but not the least, all faculties of the Department of Chemistry, Professor Arup Ratun Biswas, our head of the department, Dr. Sudip Kumar Ghosh, Dr. Anustup Sadhu, Mrs. Priyanka Chakraborty, and Ms. Shushmita Dash for their constant support in making this event successful. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.